Hey guys, this is Luke from Milton Ford Lincoln, and today we are going to review the 2026 Ranger Raptor. Let's take a look. So the first thing you see with the Ranger Raptor compared to the other Raptors, the front end is much wider. You're greeted with the Ford custom Raptor grille, the performance LED headlights, the modular bumper, 360 camera comes standard, outer fender flares, KO3 off-road BF Goodrich tires with custom Raptor rims. You can upgrade to the beadlock rims if you wanted to. Down the sides you have Raptor side vents, hood vents, customized off-road Raptor running boards. These are good for if you're hitting hard rocks. You can hear this is very hard metal coated in some sort of rubberized material with the Raptor grilling on the bottom. At the back, you can see the Raptor badging along the side of the trunk with also LED headlights and the rear view camera below the blacked out Ford emblem with the Raptor logo. In the bed, we have a standard 5.5-foot box, and all Raptors come standard with the 400 kilowatt Pro Power on board. So you can plug in your radio, your cooler, anything with a 120 volt you can plug in, have a nice little tailgate for yourself. Not a powered tailgate, I wish it was, but slow release so that if it does jar open, it doesn't slam shut. We have our tow hooks, a trailer hitch receiver, and 2 dual exhausts with active modes. When we turn those on, you'll hear the sound of it. Very nice performing. There's 360 sensors all around, Ford Performance splash guards below the tire, and the last 360 camera over here giving you a nice view, bird's eye, when you're backing up. Why don't we take a look inside and see what luxuries await. When you open your beautiful Ford Ranger Raptor, you have the Ford Performance badge right on the side step. Stepping into the Ranger Raptor, it has the performance leather seats that really hug you. It's meant for off-roading, going over bumps. You can really feel comfortable, safe, and secure while in these seats. You can also see the custom Raptor badging on the seat, the iconic orange leather, the stitching around. The stitching is all around the steering wheel, the vents, side vents. Very comfortable seat. Only heated. You would think spending this much, you might get ventilated. That's something we should let Ford know. But still very nice and comfortable seats. The steering wheel is performance steering wheel with a Raptor badging. Paddle shifts for those who want a little bit more control over their ride. The adaptive cruise control, lane centering, the Raptor mode, and the heated steering wheel, all available right in the steering wheel. It's actually a bunch of gadgets. You can turn the active valve exhaust mode right from the steering wheel. I like it that there's not a bunch of buttons I have to press in the center console. It's all right here for me to use. Down in the middle, we have a little bit of a interesting stick shift, not the normal one, but at least it's not a turn dial for a Raptor. You know, you're spending this much money, you want to feel that shifter in your hand. Down here you have your drive modes. You can go from 2 high, 4 low, 4 high, 4A. You can go slippery, sport mode, normal. They have the Baja mode specifically for the Raptor, as well as rock crawl. One very cool feature is if you're going forward off-road and you're not exactly sure what's in front of you, you quickly press this trail button and the trail camera will show up, and you can see as I turn the wheels, it guides me to where I'm going, as well as gives me the angles of my car. I can lock the differential to change my turns, or I can turn on trail control, which is like a one-pedal drive for anyone who's EV. If anyone doesn't know what that is, it's basically you only use the gas, and when I let go of the gas pedal, it brakes for me. It stops you from having to go back and forth, a gas brake. Gives you a lot more control once you master it. Helps you really focus on the trail and not your footwork. You know, not all of us are athletes, little quick feet, you know. Some of us can only think so simple-minded. Steering wheel is heated as shown before. You have a 360 camera, as I will pull up. 1 second. 360 camera all the way around. And you can even use the trailer tow camera to back your hitch in. There is a wireless phone charger standard up here, as well as B&O sound system, and the customized Raptor winter mats come standard as well. Overall, this is not the same size as an F-150 or an F-150 Raptor. It's a little bit smaller, but it's nice for people who maybe want to spend a little bit less money, want that Ford Performance off-road experience, and maybe don't need as big of a car. So maybe you have a spot in a parking garage or only so much room in your driveway. This would be a great vehicle for you if you were still looking for the performance. So why don't we take a look at the back and see how much space there is back there. One nice thing about the Ranger Raptor is you got custom storage underneath your second row for your tools, loose items, so they're not banging around while you're going over some jumps. So there are leather trim seats with the Raptor coloring, custom in all Ranger Raptors. It is built on the same platform as the Bronco and the Ranger, so I will admit it's not the most comfortable back here. If you were just doing a trail ride with some buddies or just cruising, this would be fine, but for a long trip, could get a bit tight back here. You could not fit 3 of me back here. If you had 2 kids, it would be very comfortable, but anything with 3 people, they better be small. They have a pull-down cup holder, a 400-watt plug back here, as well as a USB-C and a USB-B. B&O speakers back here as well. Seat storage. No roof on the Ranger Raptor, on this one at least. I don't know if you can get it, but that's one thing I will say about the Ranger that I really like about the F-150 is you get the moonroof all the way back to the second row. Even if you could put a roof in this, all the Rangers, all they have is the kind of first row sunroof, not the same ground clearance. But this one does have the movable rear window, which might seem silly, but it is nice getting a little bit of fresh air. You can have all the windows up and this down if you wanted to, freshen up the cabin, or if you had something long in the bed that needed to go in the truck, this window actually comes quite handy. Why don't we test out the exhaust? One thing you should note too, if you are big off-roading, there is multiple auxiliary switches, so you can light this thing up like a doomsday vehicle, throw all these switches on, and then you can also change the modes of your exhaust. So why don't we listen up? When you're buying a Ranger Raptor, the most important part is definitely under the hood. You have the V6 3-liter twin turbocharged engine, putting up 405 horsepower and 430 square foot-pound of torque. You have the Ford Performance badging. This engine is the engine also used in the Explorer ST, much larger vehicle, so you get a lot of performance for a lighter vehicle. There's also specific calibrations you can get through Ford or aftermarket if you wanted to pump up the performance of this engine. Is 405 horsepower enough to justify the Raptor branding? Why don't you let me know in the comments below? I'm Luke McQuilkin. Thank you for watching.